Hello friends, this is Rajiv Sharma, story writer and storyteller, specializing in suspense thrillers. Here I am with a story in English. The story title is Lockdown Virus in the City. The entire city was deserted. It was an undeclared curfew. What you know as, in today's language of the newspapers, lockdown. The virus had spread in the entire city. All the 10 zones of the city had reported cases. The authorities did not know what to do. They were at their wits' ends. They had no other option but to declare a complete lockdown. The colleges, schools, universities had preponed their annual vacations. It was well past midnight. Now, nobody had anything to do, but yet they had to while away the time. As a result, the city virtually never slept. Young students, they knew that they have to take the exam someday, so they were burning virtually, literally, the midnight oil. It looked like a ghost city. Suddenly, in the fire brigade headquarters of the city, telephone rings. Peter, who was the night shift in charge, who was sipping coffee, he picked up the phone. Hello? No voice. Then again, second, third time, fourth time, he puts the coffee mug on the table and shouts, hello. This time, a feeble voice comes from the other end. It was a lady. Looked like an old lady. Now, Peter was all ears. He could hear. The person at the other end was seeking his help. All he could make out was that the lady was saying that please help me, please save me. Now, the conversation goes like this. Hello, ma'am. I will help you, I will do the needful, but tell me where you are speaking from. I do not know. What's your address? I do not know. Which zone of the city you live in? I don't know. Which apartment, which block? Do you know anything? I do not know. Ma'am, what's your name? I don't remember. Now Peter knew. It was a humongous task ahead of him. Adrenaline was flowing up in his veins. He was all charged up, excited. Suddenly, he has an idea. Okay, ma'am, please, we will locate you. Tell me what happened to you. I cannot recall. I am lying on the floor. I cannot even get up. Probably something heavy fell on my head. I lost consciousness. But then how did you ring us up? I do not know. Probably my son, my grandson, my granddaughter, probably they had an emergency button, and as the emergency button must have got pressed somehow. All I can say is this. Okay, ma'am, please tell me. Is your apartment lit up? Yes, the lights are on. Ma'am, can you see across the window? Do you have a window? Yes, there's a huge window. Ma'am, can you describe the scene outside the window? What color of apartment is this? Well, it's a grey color. Oh, grey color is very common, Peter thought. Ma'am, what else do you see? I don't see anything. I just see that apartment, the lights there in every window, wherever I can see. Madam, tell me one thing. Can you describe the shape of the windows? How many windows do you see? Well, there must be. I can't count, I can't get up. But I can see a dozen odd. Okay, ma'am, very good. We're good going indeed. Now tell me, the shape of the windows. Well, all the windows are rectangular. Oh, great God. Ma'am, I've got it. But keep the phone on. Do not put it off. We'll get back to you soon, very soon. Keep the phone running. Now, Peter rings up his boss, Mr. Wilson, describes him the case, and he says, Sir, I need 10 fire tenders immediately. The drivers, their mobile, the name, their mobile numbers, please send them to me immediately. And I want them to go to zone 6. Why zone 6? Because, sir, in zone 6 of the city, the windows are rectangular. Probably this is the only zone which was planned this way, some kind of a urban symmetry, what do you call it? Okay. Now, Peter is managing everything from the headquarters, and he orders fire tender number 1. Go to zone 6, all of you, all the 10 fire tenders. Now, one driver says, Sir, this is all right, but the zone 6 itself is an entire city. There are hundreds of apartments and blocks and thousands of apartments. How do we know which one is the apartment we are looking for? Don't worry. You do one thing. Go one by one. As I tell you, go and blare the horn, the emergency alarm, for full 1 minute. And do not stop till I tell you. Now, number 1. Number 1 is deployed. Actually, each of the 10 fire tenders are deployed in different sections of the zone 6 of the city. So, the alarm goes. He tries to hear on the phone on the other side. He doesn't hear anything. He asks the old lady, Ma'am, can you hear any fire tender or alarm? Now she says, see, I am hard of hearing anyway. I can't hear. Okay, never mind, madam, never mind. See, I am feeling very bad. It looks like I am going to pass out. Don't, please. Then he repeats the exercise with every fire tender. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Luckily for him, when the fire tender number 6 of blares the horn, he hears the phone. He hears on the phone the sound. And even that sound is confirmed by the old lady, who said that she is hard of hearing. Now, he says, he directs, okay gentlemen, we know that this is the block. This is the street. This is the street, this is the block. But on this street, there are dozens of high-rise buildings. We don't know which is our building. So he gets an idea. He tells them to shout with the public address system one sentence. He just tells them that, okay, tells them the case that here is an old lady who is lying on the floor. She needs to be evacuated. She cannot get up. We do not know where she is, and she is not in a position to tell us where she is. So we appeal to you to switch off all your lights at once. All the lights are shut at once, except one apartment. They know where it is. So the lady is evacuated. She is rushed to the hospital, nearest hospital. Mr. Wilson congratulates Peter. 1 or 2 hours later, Mr. Wilson calls up Peter. Peter, the old lady wants to see you. Peter thinks that, yeah, he must have regained consciousness. She must be wanting to thank me. So then he says, but how is she? I don't know, she's serious. So reach this particular hospital. I am waiting for you. This is floor 2nd, room number 201. He reaches and he sees an old lady looking radiant and sipping coffee, smiling, her eyes glittering. Mr. Wilson standing by her bedside, and then Mr. Wilson says, meet Margaret, my mom. I was actually discussing with her. She had worked in the fire brigade section decades ago before her retirement. And I was worried that if epidemic situation breaks out in the city and fire brigade is called upon to help out, how will we cope with the situation? My mom, she suggested this experiment, and she suggested that she is willing to be the main protagonist here, and that's how it is. And Peter hugs the old lady kisses his forehead, and Mr. Wilson says, okay Peter, now forget the coffee, time for a drink, because you are getting promoted now. Okay, listeners, I reached the end of the story. Please give your comments whether you like this story, and if so, why. Thank you very much.